Zeta starts to gain strength as it moves closer to the Gulf Coast, where it looks like southeast Louisiana will feel its effects.
Here is our Viper Q-risq storm surge model, and we're going to start off by taking a look at the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
And here's what we're looking at. This is our new Q-risq storm surge forecast, and you can see Lake Charles is 30 miles inland.
What if you knew this was coming? Q-risq Analytics has developed an operational solution for both hurricane forecasting and post-storm hindcasting using geospatial analytics engines developed for federal, state, and local emergency managers. Q-risq forecasts location-specific hurricane wind and storm surge risk and validates post-storm wind and water levels using U.S. government buoys and gauges. What if Q-risq Analytics could answer these questions? Who will be affected by the approaching storm surge and tropical winds? What will be the intensity of the surge and wind when the storm makes landfall? When is the impact of the approaching storm expected to begin and end? Where should you deploy your most experienced personnel and equipment for the quickest response time? How did the storm affect individual property owners and the community as a whole? Days before landfall, the Q-risq team is working at full capacity, continuously monitoring the storm's track, wind intensity, and surge risk area. This latest information can be used to contact property owners, municipalities, and government entities via text message, email, and voice calls, helping them to prepare for the storm's effects and mitigate damage. When received in advance, each address is geocoded with a precise latitude and longitude, entered into our secure client database, and digitally represented on our GIS viewer. Each location is assigned an individual risk score based on its forecasted flood depth and digitally derived ground elevation. Properties are classified for surge risk in one of 4 categories: no risk, low, moderate, or high risk. Properties can be close to each other but assign different risk levels. Our proprietary wind and storm surge model results are layered over ground elevations derived from U.S. government LIDAR elevation data. Shapefiles detailing flood inundations are used to build a customized assessment of each property. Simply put, properties that sit higher will not be as affected by a given amount of water. As seen with 2022's Hurricane Ian, our proprietary wind model, Q-winds, color codes the storm's 4-quadrant wind vortex according to maximum velocity. Updated with each National Hurricane Center advisory, properties are classified according to their forecasted wind risk from tropical storm force up to Category 5. In addition to individual property locations, Q-risq also ingests community addresses to provide impact assessments for federal, state, and local governments, aiding in preparing proportionate levels of staging and response teams. Once the storm has made landfall, Q-risq focuses on creating a hindcast report of the storm's impact. Maximum storm surge, sustained winds, and accumulated rainfall are displayed in a spreadsheet for fast access and analysis. Q-risq also produces impact reports for individual addresses post-landfall. Each report displays the location of the structure in relation to the storm's path, including satellite imagery and a street view image of the property where possible. Q-risq's impact report clearly displays maximum wind speed, wind gusts, storm surge above ground, and cumulative rainfall for each address. We refine this information even further by segmenting the structure into 4 quadrants, detailing wind speed, direction, and duration for each portion. For hour-by-hour details, we create a time series graph, charting the progression of hurricane-force winds and storm surge over time. This information can be considered by an expert to assess property damage. Precision is our passion. Our hindcast spreadsheet and impact reports are validated using NOAA buoys, USGS wind gauges, and other relevant field-based measuring instruments. The Q-risq team is committed to improving your ability to reach out to homeowners, public assistance applicants, and emergency management personnel with the most advanced technology available. Our platform will provide you with unprecedented situational awareness. You will understand what could happen and where, deploying assets with confidence and creating better customer experiences by connecting with the community before and after the storm makes landfall. Q-risq Analytics. What if you did know?